People are getting burnt out from superhero movies, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because the MCU used to be so dang good. I mean, sure, not every movie was a banger, but from phase 1 to phase 4, almost all their movies were guaranteed hits and big events that people would literally stand in line for at midnight premieres to watch. But now it's a complete coin flip on the quality, and the quantity is also increased with Disney Plus and all of these new characters that no one really has heard of or care being shoehorned in, and it's just absolutely abhorrent. Guys, I just got out of seeing Madam Web in theaters, and I am here to tell you not to waste your money. Please, by all means, do not go and see this movie. It is not good. It is a waste of time. It is not even fun bad. It is just bad. And I feel for the actors. I feel like the actors tried their best with the horse shit. Can I curse now? Are we enough into the video? The horse shit material they were given and the bad direction in this movie. The movie looks amateur, first off, and they could have gone away with that, right? This takes place in 2003. They could have made it like a more guerrilla style, grounded type of filmography, but they don't, right? They don't. And the story is super convoluted and super stupid and confusing for no reason. The characters are bland and boring and serve really no purpose. The villain is laughable. Not even like this is entertaining me laughable, just like this guy is so pathetic. And I don't know if the actor's done anything else, but I can say for this movie, it doesn't look good. He will not want to put this one on his resume because, yeah, guys, this movie is an insult to fans of the Spider-Man universe. It's an insult to comic book movie fans. It's an insult to movie theater fans or movie fans, people who just go to the movies for fun. It is dog shit. It is honestly as bad as everyone says it is. I am even surprised that Sony got away and isn't getting as much backlash for almost false advertising. I mean, it's not really false advertising, but in the trailers they show all the Spider Women in their costumes. You don't get that in the movie. She has these premonitions, or she can see into the future for little bits of time, and you see them in the suits for as much time as you see them in the trailers. So you don't get that. And the climax is stupid. You don't even know how the Spider Women get their powers. You know how Madam Web gets hers, but that's it. And I am just tired. I have already fallen off of the MCU for a while now. Love and Thunder was my, yep, I'm done point, because it just got too silly, too stupid. I didn't want to waste my time with the lower quality stuff. And I know this isn't MCU, but I'm gonna follow this all through, right? The MCU was the gold standard for comic book movies and really brought that genre back into the mainstream after The Dark Knight kind of did that, but it wasn't really like comic booky, it was more grounded. Anyway, so the MCU took off, it made so much money, so all the studios wanted to get in on it, and they did really good for a while, but then they just started pumping out content, the quality went down. In the meantime, DC is just trying to compete financially. All they care about is the money. They're putting out terrible products. They have the suits in control of everything. They don't even have their own DC studios or creative team like Marvel. So DC fans did not get to eat. They got terrible movies after terrible movies after terrible movies until it eventually died. Now James Gunn is here to reboot the DC universe, but is it too late? We don't know. What he's been saying seems very convoluted, and I have no idea what he plans to do to get people back into a movie theater to see DC movies, but he's going to have to be putting out some really A1 sauce content for a while in order for that to happen, but not too much, because too much quantity will hurt the quality. And then you have Sony. Sony's interesting because their No Way Home Spider-Man movie and the stuff that they do with Marvel Studios is kind of an outlier, but without Marvel Studios, I'm so confused, because we have peak animation with the Spider-Verse franchise. We haven't got the third one yet, but so far they have been top-notch movies. They've, revolutionized the animation genre, and everyone's being inspired by them. The story's really good. The characters are really good. And it was like lightning in a bottle. And then you have their live-action Sony-verse, Spider-Verse, non-Spider-Man stuff, and it's all been shit. They keep trying to set up Sinister Six for some reason, thinking it's like the best idea ever because they want to have their own version of like the Avengers without it being the Avengers. And every chance they try, it's just not working. And they're starting to finally lose faith in their movies, and it shows because with Madam Web, they only showed 2 trailers. They did very little promotion, and they did not allow reviews to come out until a day before because they knew how bad the movie was. But they also didn't have faith in it because they hired writers who are dog shit writers. They wrote really bad movies such as Gods of Egypt and, oh, I don't know, Morbius. So they obviously don't care. They just want it to pump out and churn these spider properties to try and get something going. And it's just so frustrating because when you add all that into the fire of Marvel and their downfall, so to speak, right now in the cinema space, it's really putting a bad look on comic book and superhero movies because people are just getting tired of putting their butts in a seat and expecting something great and just either getting mediocre at best or just absolute trash. Also with Sony, they have the Venom movies, which is kind of like 50-50. Some people really like them, some people really hate them. That's kind of besides the point. Sony doesn't know what they're doing, okay? They really do not know how to make a movie without Marvel Studios interfering or without Lord and Miller telling them what to do. When they are set on projects by themselves, they will fall on their face. I guarantee you this Kraven movie is going to be so bad. It's going to be bad. And Aaron Taylor Johnson is a great actor, but even if it's rated R, it's gonna be bad. I can tell you right now, it is not gonna do well. And once they get their hands on more properties, and if there's any type of agreement with Marvel Studios where Marvel Studios loses Spider-Man and they try to put Tom Holland, the next Spider-Man, into it, it could be really bad if they lose sight of, you know, any of this stuff, which they seem to already have been. Regardless, that's my quick rant on this whole thing. Madam Web, do not see it. It is a dog shit movie. It is absolutely terrible. I will implore you not to spend money on it at any means necessary. It does not add anything to the Sonyverse. It doesn't add any quality or entertainment value to you. And yeah, that's gonna be it, guys.